Let's get in Abinash Verma. He's Director General ISMA and he joins us on air right now from Delhi phone line rather. Abinash, hi, welcome to the show. The sugar prices have seen a bit of a choppiness in the Indian markets, and that's ahead of the quota to be released for the July, August, September quarter. What's your sense? What kind of numbers can we expect this time around?
There is no major festival in the month of September this time. The Dashara and the Diwali are in the latter part of November. So we don't think it will be very high this time. It should be a very reasonable number. And generally, I should expect the quarterly release should be around 45 lakh tons for the quarter, for the non-levy portion.
And how is the comparison with the previous quarter or the same quarter in the previous year, Abinash?
Previous year, I think it was around 46, but that was considering the fact that Diwali and Dashara was slightly earlier, and therefore the demand for Diwali and Dashara had to be met by the end of September last year. This year, I think the requirement for Diwali and Dashara would come up only in the first week of October or probably latter part of October.
Abinash, also what's the sense coming in from the international markets now? Because the sugar prices in the global markets have seen a bit of a jump up in last couple of sessions. Do you think that would impact here? Are the exports something that you're watching out for in sense of prices?
The international prices have remained favorable for Indian exports, mainly because the Brazilian sugar production has not picked up as much as expected. It has been basically because of late rainfall, due to which the harvesting has not picked up in Brazil yet. So that's why we continue to get a small premium. But having said that, we are still struggling to find enough demand for our sugar to really say that the exports are excellent. But having said that, I also want to add that we continue to find adequate demand for our supplies, for our sugar. And that is why we have been able to almost get about 4.5 lakh tons moved under the new freer export regime.
So, Abinash, when you look at a lower quota and you also look at not too much of an exports happening, what does that tell you in sense of prices for the next quarter then?
No, let me clarify. I'm not saying that exports are not happening. I think adequate exports are happening. We thought more exports could have happened, but adequate exports are happening. That means about 3.5 lakh tons is moving out of the country. And in the next 3 months, I think another 1 million we should be able to export. Secondly, as concerns the prices, I think it is domestic prices are stabilizing, and as I mentioned probably a month back, the prices should, ex-mill prices should have moved up, and that is what is happening, because we are under no pressure to pay to the farmers because the crushing is over. So we are really reducing our stocks today, selling sugar and getting liquidity. So the prices are firming up, and I think it should stabilize at this level for the next 3 months or so.
Avinash, do you think one support could come in sense of monsoons, because the major producing areas like Maharashtra or UP haven't seen much of a rainfall yet? Do you think that's a factor that could support prices?
See, Maharashtra and Karnataka have not got enough rainfall, and therefore, the productivity and the recovery might get hit. But then the Uttar Pradesh area has increased. Tamil Nadu is showing up. So probably there will be a slight kind of compensation from the higher production in UP and Tamil Nadu against the lower ones in Maharashtra and Karnataka. But overall, the figures, I think another 10 days, 15 days, we should come up with our figures. But one thing is certain, there will be a surplus. We are going to continue to export next year also.